Hello, welcome to Easy Learning Solutions. In the previous video, we have discussed about the Faraday's laws of electrolysis, how to solve numericals and the Faraday's laws of electrolysis. Many times numericals on the Faraday's laws of electrolysis are asked in the board examination. So that part is very important. So you need to practice similar numericals. In this video, we are going to discuss about construction, working and representation of galvanic cell. In the previous video, we have discussed about the galvanic cells, how they are constructed. In short, we have discussed. Now in this video, we will brush up the construction of the galvanic cell once. Galvanic cells, the cells which generates electricity through the use of spontaneous chemical reaction, are galvanic or also called voltaic cells. Why these are called as galvanic and voltaic? In the previous video we have discussed. These are the names of the scientists, galvanic and voltaic. And these cells generates electricity. These act as a source of electricity. The construction is given below. Here two vessels are there. Left hand side, right hand side vessel. In the left hand side vessel, zinc strip is dipped in its salt solution. Zinc strip is dipped in its ion solution, in its salt solution or in its ionic solution. Similarly, this side to the right, copper strip is dipped in its salt solution or in its ion solution, that is copper sulfate solution. Zinc is dipped in the zinc sulfate solution, copper is dipped in the copper sulfate solution. And these two electrodes are connected externally through metallic wire, and voltmeter is connected to it to measure the flow of electric current. Internally, these two are connected, and contact between these two half cells is provided by using salt bridge. So U-shaped, this is the inverted U-shaped tube here, you can see in the diagram, that is the salt bridge, which gives the electrical contact in between these two half cells. Now this each vessel is called as the half cell here. So it gives the electrical contact between these two half cells, hence the circuit is completed here. Externally it is connected with the metallic wire, and internally it is connected with the salt bridge, and the electric circuit gets completed here. Now when electric circuit completes, you will observe some deflection in the voltmeter. You can read the electric current. You can read the potential, cell potential over that voltmeter in the voltage. So this is about the construction. See, in the zinc half, the reaction takes place is oxidation. The oxidation occurs on the zinc and reduction occurs on the copper. Oxidation is loss of electrons. So zinc metal, this is the strip of zinc, it is zinc metal, loses 2 electrons per atom and the zinc ions are produced. They get released into the solution and the electrons remains on the electrode. Zinc ions gets dissolved into the solution and electrons remains on the electrode. So zinc is anode which is negatively charged. Negative potential develops on the anode. On the copper electrode, the copper ions from the solution takes the electron. Here electron flows externally from anode to cathode. Electron flows externally from anode to cathode, electron flow. Copper ions from the solution receives the electron from the metal strip and reduction of that copper ions from the solution takes place and this gets deposited on the copper strip, on the copper electrode as the solid copper atoms. So you can say that here positive charge develops on the cathode because the electrons are received continuously. So the positive potential develops on the cathode. Because here copper ions are getting deposited, so from the solution copper ions are getting diminished and sulfate ions are increasing. So in the solution negative potential develops and on the electrode, as there are no electrons or copper ions are getting deposited, so positive potential develops on the cathode. These two are the half cells. Zinc electrode oxidation half, copper electrode reduction half. Electron flows externally from anode to cathode. Anode is negatively charged, cathode is positively charged in the galvanic cell. Always anode is denoted to the left, cathode is denoted to the right. Internally these are connected with a salt bridge which gives the electrical contact between the two half cells and the electrical circuit is completed. So this is about the construction of galvanic cell. This cell is particularly figure of Daniell cell. This is the Daniell cell. In the Daniell cell, anode is zinc half, cathode is copper half. And you can read the cell potential on the voltmeter in the voltage. So this is about the construction of galvanic or voltaic cell. The overall reaction which takes place in the Daniell cell is obtained by adding two half reactions, that is oxidation half. Zinc loses 2 electrons, copper ions gains 2 electrons. When these two are added and whatever the species, same terms or same species on the opposite side of the arrow gets cancelled, So here 2 electron gets cancelled, and the whatever space is left on the left of the arrow are summed up and written, and whatever the spaces are left on the right hand side of the arrow are summed up and written. So hence we get the overall reaction. This is the oxidation half, this is the reduction half. So overall reaction is the combination of oxidation half and reduction half. Loss of electron, this is the gain of electron. So this is about the construction and working. Now we need to understand what is salt bridge and what is its function, how it is formed. In a galvanic cell we know that two solutions are connected by a salt bridge internally. It is an U-tube. Right now we have seen in that diagram. It is a U-tube containing, what does it contain? It contains a saturated solution of an inert electrolyte such as KCl or ammonium nitrate. Inert electrolyte which does not react with the other substances, which does not react. So inert electrolyte such as KCl and ammonium nitrate and 5% agar-agar solution. The ions of electrolyte do not react with ions of electrode solutions. We know that electrode solution, zinc sulfate solution is there, copper sulfate solution is there in the Daniell cell. So these ions of this electrolyte do not react with the ions of the electrode solutions or the electrodes. They do not react with the ions of the electrode solutions and the electrodes. Hence no new species. These do not involve in any reaction, any cell reaction. Just this provides the electrical contact between these two cells, between two half cells. The salt bridge is prepared by filling U2 with hot saturated solution of the KCl or ammonium nitrate salt and 5% agar-agar solution hot. When it is hot, this is filled in the U-tube and it is cooled afterwards. Later it gets solidified in that tube, U-tube. The cooled solution sets in a gel which does not come out on inverting the tube, because ends of the tube are closed by cotton wool plug. Two ends or two openings of the tube are closed with the cotton wool plug. The cooled solution sets into a gel which does not come out on inverting the tube. The salt bridge is kept deep in distilled water when it is not in use. See the solution. Here salt bridge, U-shaped tube. It is filled with the hot saturated KCl and agar-agar gel and it is solidified on cooling. When it is not in use, is kept in the distilled water and these two ends are closed with the glass wool plugs. So on inverting, the matter present in this U-tube does not come out. So this is about the salt bridge. Functions of salt bridge. These functions are asked in the board examination. If you see the previous year's question papers, you may find the functions of Salter bridge. It provides an electrical contact between two half cells, thereby completes the electrical circuit. If it would have not used, the electrical circuit would have not completed and there will not be the flow of electricity. So it provides the electrical contact between these two half cells and creates the electrical contact, completes the electrical contact, electrical circuit. It prevents the mixing of two solutions. Two solutions are not mixed, as these two solutions are not in direct contact. Indirectly, they are connected to each other through this Salter bridge. So it prevents mixing of the two half cell solutions. It maintains electrical neutrality in both the solutions by transfer of ions. It maintains the electrical neutrality by the transfer of ions through it. It can transfer the ions to both half cell solutions and maintains the electrical neutrality. So these are the three functions mainly given in your textbook, and this is important as it is asked in the previous year board question papers. But the thing is that always, if you want to represent the galvanic cells, a full diagram you have to draw, and that takes time, that is time consuming. So in order to minimize our efforts, the galvanic cell can be represented by a formula or short notations, which includes electrodes, aqueous solutions of the ions, Salter bridge, concentration of the solutions in that half cell, and other species. So this shorthand representation of the cell, shorthand representation of galvanic cell is called as cell formulation, cell notation, cell diagram, cell representation of galvanic cells. So cell formulation, cell notation, cell diagram, cell representation is nothing but the cell is represented by the shorthand notations. So let us see here. This is the representation of a cell, a galvanic cell. So we need to follow some rules in order to represent a cell. We know that a galvanic cell is made of two half cells. Oxidation half, always denoted to the left in the representation as well as in the figure, and reduction is represented on the right hand side, always in the representation. Electrodes are represented on the extreme sides. Anode is represented to the left and cathode is represented to the right. Here, while representing anode in the complete cell diagram, I am saying cell diagram. Cell diagram, it is the representation of complete cell, overall cell. A vertical line is placed between the metal strip and its ionic solution. A vertical line indicates they are in physical contact with each other. A vertical line means there is a physical contact in these spaces. They are directly in contact. This is the meaning of the vertical line. As we know that copper is dipped in the copper sulfate solution. So copper strip is in contact with the copper sulfate solution, that is indicated by a vertical line. Similarly, cathode is represented silver is dipped in the silver ion solution. So they are in physical contact and it is indicated, it is shown by a vertical line between them, between solution and the metal strip. And as we know that on the cathode a reduction takes place. So first ionic species is indicated and then metal strip is indicated. Here on the anode, as oxidation takes place, first metal strip is symbolized and then its aqueous species is shown, because here copper gets converted into copper ions on oxidation and silver gets converted into silver ion gets converted to silver atoms on reduction. So here first metallic species is shown which is in contact with its ion solution. Here first ionic species is shown and then its metallic part is shown. If any solid part or precipitate or any gas is obtained in the cell, that is indicated in the interior part of the cell. In the interior part of the cell. After this, we will see some examples. When we know that to complete the circuit, these two half cells are connected by the salt bridge. And the salt bridge is indicated by two vertical lines. Such two vertical lines indicates a salt bridge. So this is about the representation of a cell, shorthand representation of a cell. Anode is denoted to the extreme left, cathode is denoted to the extreme right. On the anode oxidation takes place, so metal strip is in contact with its metal ion. It is shown by a vertical line, and first of all metal in the solid state, metallic state is written and then its ions are written because the oxidation takes place. So these are in physical contact indicated by a vertical line. On the cathode, as a reduction takes place, its ionic species is written and then the metal strip is written, and in between them a vertical line is placed, which means the physical contact between these two. And these two half cells are connected by a salt bridge internally, we know that. So salt bridge is indicated by the two vertical lines. Let us see about Mg2 plus 1 molar. It is in contact with the Mg, metal strip Mg, magnesium strip. Silver ions, the concentration of this solution is 1 molar. It is in contact with the metal strip silver, the vertical line. When we indicate a half cell, a half cell representation is shown here. While indicating half cell individually, these are not now connected. When they are represented individually, first their ionic species is written and then its a metal strip is indicated. first ionic species is indicated and then its metallic strip is indicated. So this is about the representation of the half cell individually when they are not connected. By convention, first ionic species should be shown in contact with its electrode. Ionic species is shown in contact with the electrode in both this. See, when these two are connected, the cell is represented as oxidation takes place on the magnesium because magnesium is more electropositive than the silver. So this first tends to lose electron. This has a more tendency to lose electron than the silver. So preferably oxidation takes place on the anode, that is magnesium. So magnesium electrode is shown on the left as it is anode and silver electrode is shown on the right as it acts as a cathode. This is a cell representation, overall cell we are representing. So first oxidation half is shown and then reduction half is shown, and both these are connected by a salt bridge which is indicated by two vertical lines. And in the oxidation half, first metallic species and then ionic species, and the contact is shown by the vertical line. And in the reduction half, first ionic species and vertical line, after that electrode is shown. After the ionic species, their concentration is mentioned here, that is why concentration is shown here in the parenthesis, in the bracket. Just besides that ionic species, see, just besides and to the right of the ionic species, to the right side of the ionic species, its concentration is indicated in the bracket. See here another cell representation here. This cell is represented, nickel is in contact with the nickel ions and its concentration of the solution. Concentration of the nickel ion solution is 1 molar, which is shown in the bracket. These two are connected with the salt bridge. Aluminum ions of 1 molar concentration is in contact with the aluminum electrode. Vertical line shows the contact, direct contact. Two vertical lines indicates the salt bridge. This is not needed to represent, but to know the flow of electrons, I have shown it here. See this representation, it is little different. You may find it little different from this previous one. This is the oxidation half. This is the reduction half. But here the gaseous substance is obtained, which is indicated in the interior part of the cell representation. If the gaseous species is obtained, if any precipitate is obtained, it is shown in the interior part of this cell representation. So here zinc electrode is in contact with its ionic solution which has 1 molar concentration, which is shown exactly on the right hand side of that ionic species in the bracket, 1 molar. So zinc electrode is in contact with its ionic solution which has the concentration 1 molar, and hydrogen ions which has the concentration 1 molar is in contact with the hydrogen gas released on the platinum electrode. As this is a gaseous species, its state is shown, states are shown in the brackets, and its pressure, its concentration is expressed in the pressure as it is a gas. So its concentration in the pressure is written by putting a comma between state and the concentration, that is gaseous, one at atmospheric pressure, and this is indicated exactly besides the gaseous species in the bracket. And this hydrogen gas, this reaction takes place on the inert electrode, that is platinum. So platinum gives the surface area to occur, surface area for this reaction to occur. Platinum, it is the inert electrode, it does not take part in this reaction, cell reaction, just it allows the surface area for this reaction to occur. The role of platinum is just is allows the surface area for this reaction to occur. This reaction occurs, reduction of hydrogen ions takes place to form hydrogen gas that gets released on the platinum. There should be some surface area, and that is given by the platinum. There should be some surface area for this reaction to occur, so platinum does it. So hydrogen here undergoes reduction to form hydrogen gas. Hydrogen ions undergo reduction to form hydrogen gas, and it happens on the platinum surface. So this is the oxidation half, this is the reduction half. Whatever the ionic species obtained, that are indicated in the interior part of the cell representation. So this is the gaseous species, in between only it is represented. And whatever the concentration of the ionic species or the gaseous states and species are shown in the brackets right besides the formula or symbol of that ionic species. Here also this representation we can indicate like this: nickel in the solid state, it is in contact with the nickel ions. In the aqueous state, its concentration is 1 molar. In this way you can show this. And this is in contact with the aluminum ions, Al3 plus, its state is aqueous, 1 molar, and this is in contact with the aluminum in the solid state. So in this way its state and the concentration, it is shown right besides, exactly besides the symbol of that ionic species. This is shown in the bracket, its state and the concentration. So this way you can represent a cell. This is the shorthand representation. This includes electrodes, ionic species, their states and concentrations. Here you can indicate aqueous, here you can indicate aqueous, 1 molar. So in this way we can represent a cell. How to write a cell reaction? This is also important. From this shorthand representation or from the figure of a cell, we can write the cell reaction. The cell reaction corresponding to the cell notation is written on the assumption that the right hand side electrode is cathode. By convention we know that we indicate cathode on the right, and left hand side electrode is anode always. So you should not indicate cathode to the left and anode to the right. This will be exactly wrong. Cathode should be indicated, cathode should be shown on the right and anode should be shown on the left by convention. Always you must remember this while representing a galvanic cell. So oxidation half occurs at the anode, that is left hand side electrode, and reduction half reaction occurs at cathode, that is right hand side reaction. So this is the representation given, and corresponding to this representation we need to write the cell reaction. So this means oxidation is occurring here, this means reduction occurs. The oxidation half, as it has a two positive charges, it means this species losing 2 electrons. As it has three positive charges, it means it is gaining 3 electrons per atom or per ion. Per ion it loses 2 electrons, per ion it gains 3 electrons. The oxidation at anode is represented, it's the cell reaction, half cell reaction is written here. Nickel electrode loses 2 electrons and gets converted into nickel ions. Here concentration is given, so its concentration is 1 molar and it is in the aqueous state. This is in the aqueous state. So here reduction half is written aluminum ions, which has got the 1 molar concentration, gains 3 electrons and deposits on the aluminum electrode as aluminum solid. So these two are the half cell reactions. So these half cell reaction information, it is drawn from the representation. As we know that to the left we indicate anode and oxidation takes place, and to the right we indicate cathode, reduction takes place. The overall cell reaction is the addition of two half reaction results in the overall cell reaction. But one thing is very important, you must remember always, in the galvanic cell redox reaction takes place. Reduction as well as oxidation takes place simultaneously. So the electrons lost must be equal to the total electron gained. The total electron lost must be equal to the total electron gained. But in this, we know that 2 electrons are lost and 3 electrons are gained. So while adding these two half reactions, you need to equal these two electrons. You need to make it equal, these two electrons. So in order to make it equal, you need to multiply these two half reactions with suitable integers, so that the electron lost will be equal to the electron gain. In order to make this electron lost equal to electron gain, you need to multiply these two half reactions with suitable integer. So I have multiplied first equation by 3 and the second equation by 2. Completely till end you have to multiply. So it is multiplied throughout. 3 into 2, 6. Here 2 aluminum ions, as it is multiplied by 2 in order to make this electrons lost or gain equal. So 6 electrons is 2 aluminum. Now these two are added. Results into the overall cell reaction when two half cells are added, but the care should be taken that the electron lost must be equal to the electron gained. First of all, you have to make this equal, and then only you can add this. On adding, you get the overall reaction. Here same species on the opposite sides gets cancelled, and whatever the species left on the left of the arrow are summed up and written, and whatever the species left on the right of the arrow, these are summed up and written. So this is the overall cell reaction. In this way you can write the cell reaction. Assignment is given here, so you have to write the answers of these questions by studying the part taught in this video, and put the answers of this in the comment box today itself. Thank you.